Welcome to Papyrus Plans. I'm Tasha. Ready to create something beautiful? Let's dive in.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I have a huge Amazon haul for you guys for pre-Black Friday deals that I got. I decided to shop a little early because there were so many amazing deals. And so I'm going to show you the amazing things that I got. And I have stuff kind of everywhere because I do have quite a bit. So buckle up, get your favorite drink, and let's go through everything together. So this year I decided to customize my planner a little bit more than I usually do. And so I bought these thermal laminating pouches, and these are the 10 millimeter size. And those are the super thick ones so that I can make a planner cover that's going to be as professional and polished and thick as the traditional Happy Planner covers. Because in the past, when I could only buy the 5 milliliter size, I've used that in the past, and it's certainly better than traditional laminating sheets, but it wasn't nearly as thick as my Happy Planner when I felt it. These are just as thick. So you'll see these again in the future in my 2026 planner setup video. So I got that. Put that to the side. Next up is just some regular laminating sheets. I ran out, so I bought a large pack of just regular laminating sheets, and these are the 3 milliliter, just for, again, traditional laminating. So I got that. And the only other things that I got that I probably won't show you just because, quite frankly, they're too heavy, is I bought a case of 24-pound printer paper, because I like to use that as for my standard printer paper versus just traditional copy paper, which is typically 20 pound. 20 pound is just too thin for me, and I just really like the weight of a 24-pound paper. The other thing that I got is some cardstock. Again, I bought a big ream of it. And the other thing that I got was some 32-pound paper because I had ran out. So I went ahead and kind of replaced that just to kind of re-up my supply. Okay, now moving on to the other items. Up next is an eyeglass organizer, but that's not what I used this for. A couple of years ago, when I first was organizing my art studio, I saw these online and I was like, you know what? That looks like it would be the perfect depth for washi tape rolls. And so when I saw this, even though it says eyeglass organizer, that's what I wanted to use it for from the very beginning. And I already own 2 of these. And so this is the third one for my growing washi tape collection, but this is what it looks like. And then from the front, you have these really cute drawers that pull out. But as you can see, it has these segments inside. So it has 3 compartments inside that you can use to put washi. And let's see. Maybe I'll take this off so you can really see what I mean. Get my scissors. See if I can cut this. Or lift up this adhesive. There we go. This is really thick. All right, so this is what it looks like outside of the package. So you have, again, the 3 drawers here, and I'll take one drawer out again so you can kind of see what it looks like. This is upside down. So you have these compartments here, and I know it's because it's clear, it might be a little bit harder to see, so I'll put my hand underneath it. You have these individual compartments. So you have 2 dividers with 3 spaces, okay? And then you can, and I'll take one of my current washi tape rolls so you can see what I mean. This is how I use mine. So I just have them organized into individual sections. So that's what I will use each of these for. And I kind of have mine categorized by like themes. You could do color, you could do by brand. I initially started out doing it by brand, but then I didn't like having to sort by theme and color. So I do it by theme now. And then if I want to sort by color, I feel like it makes it a little bit easier versus doing it by brand, and you have to sort by color and by theme within each individual one. So, I mean, it's up to you how you would choose to organize it, but that's how I organize mine. So this will be the 3rd one that I have, and I have finally kind of reached a point to where I've replaced all of the washi tapes that I had that got ruined when our HVAC system stopped working. And so now I'm kind of glad to kind of add to my collection and kind of continue from where I left off, because for a while I just kind of stopped buying washi because I was so heartbroken after losing like 95% of my washi collection. So I really pretty much had to start over from scratch. I think I only had like maybe 2 or 3 rolls that were okay, that I could kind of use. And again, the tackiness was kind of gone, but I can apply glue to them and use it. The rest were literally just kind of glued shut. So I wasn't able to use them. So I'm kind of glad that I'll be able to kind of continue my organization and be able to use that for the rest of the washi tapes that I have in my collection moving forward. Now, when I grow out of this, I'm not sure what I'll do, but for now, this is kind of working in my space, in the small space that I have in my art studios set up for my washi tape. Probably in the future, I might have to probably invest in maybe like a wall unit of some kind. But again, for now, this is kind of working for my individual needs. All right, so let me move this out of the way and we'll move on to what's next. All right, so up next is, and I'm not even sure if this is probably not going to fit in the frame because it's so big. And I opened it partially already, so I could just inspect it, make sure it was okay. But I got this thermal laminator, and this is a commercial laminator because traditional laminators go from 2 to 5 milliliters in terms of thickness of lamination you can use. This goes up to 10 milliliters. And I bought this because I wanted to be able to use it for making my own professional grade planner covers. In order to do that, you need to be able to have a laminator, again, that can handle 10 millimeter thickness in terms of the laminating pouches that you use. So if you want to do the same, make sure that you have that set as a guideline. And something else that I really like about this model is the fact that it has 4 rollers instead of the traditional 2. So, you know, the 2 rollers that you have. And one of the things I've found, and I've used laminators for quite some time. Over 20 years, I've used laminators, you know, from the inexpensive ones to really expensive high-end ones. And I've gone through quite a bit. And I feel like one of the main hiccups to lack of longevity, if you're a heavy laminator user like I am, is the fact that it had 2 rollers. And I felt like my laminating sheets were getting caught. And even though I had, you know, the little reverse button that you could use, you know, to kind of send it back, I still had issues. And my last 2 laminators broke because things got, laminating sheets got caught in at the wrong angle. And I even had to take the screws off of one of my laminators. And it worked briefly after that, but then it just stopped. So I just decided, you know what, maybe it's time to upgrade to a commercial laminator. So that's why I bought this. And I'll take it out of the box and show you what it looks like just so you can get a better sense of it. So as you can see, you know, she's pretty big. So, I mean, she can laminate 12 inches by up to 14 inches, I believe. So, for example, I could take a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper and laminate the entire thing. It goes legal size. You know, so 11 by 14 in the US is considered legal size. And it goes 12 inches both directions. So, or I should say 12 inches one way and then 14 the length. Like, you know what I mean? So you could get the pouches that are legal size and or 12 by 12 to make 12 by 12 pouches now that are usually quite expensive. But you can get that size too. So again, it laminates 12 by 14. I want to say 12 by 12, but 12 by 14 is what they say. I haven't seen any pouches larger than that. So I think that's as far as you can go. But again, you can do 12 by 12 sheets or legal size sheets, as well as traditional letter size and smaller sizes as well. So anything as small as an ID card to as large as, you know, 11 by 14 or 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. So that's why I got this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this up and then show you the next items that I want to show you. All right, so up next is this trim and scoreboard by We Are Memory Keepers. And I actually already owned this scoreboard, but I bought a new one. And the reason why is because when I first got my scoreboard, gosh, I mean, I think maybe, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, it's pretty old. I did stupid things like, and I wasn't really thinking, I don't know what I was thinking when I did this kind of stuff. I'm sure when I tell you, you're going to be like, what? Why did you do that? And I know, I get it. Like I said, I wasn't thinking. But when I first got my original one, I like used my box cutters on it, my X-Acto knife on it. And I think part of the reason why is because my mom and I, we had joined this scrapbook meetup locally that was in our area. And we had very small spaces to work in. And so I was, you know, doing lots of things in a small area. And so I was like cutting and all of that on, you know, my this instead of a mat because I didn't have a mat at the time. And so I was kind of using it for everything. And my mom was like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. You're going to ruin your board. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. And of course I ruined it after like the first time of taking it out of the box. But I mean, it still could score, you know, every once in a while I might hit a little bumpy area, but it still was working. So, which is why I didn't replace it. But now it's reaching the point to where it's like, I cannot clean it. I've tried different things to clean it over the years. with minimal success. And I've just reached a point I'm like, you know what? I think I need to start over from scratch and start new. And, obviously I'll still use the other one. I think that'll probably be like my extra one that I take places and leave the nice new one, in my art studio so it doesn't get dirty and doesn't get, messed up. And now that I know better than to do crazy things like cutting on it, we won't be using it for that. We'll just be using it for its intended purpose of trimming and scoring. So that's what this is. And it's, you can put in an entire 12 by 12 sheet of paper here. But what I like about this particular model is that it folds. So, and you can see, I started opening this a little bit, but then I realized you guys can probably see it. But it folds up and then it unfolds into this. And that's one of the reasons why I think I bought this originally when I was going to those scrapbook meetups is I wanted something that was portable. So I could fold this up and put this in like a tote bag with my other supplies that I was using at the time and just kind of take the entire tote bag with me. Or like my mom did, she used like a little carry-on suitcase to keep all her little supplies in so she could like roll it into the room that we were renting for the scrapbook meetup session. So that's why I like this. And again, I bought the exact same one because I love it so much. And I noticed with some of the other models, like one of the ones I had before, I used to own the Martha Stewart version and another version I can't remember the brand of. They didn't have all of these increments at the top. And so I love this because this has it within eighth measures. So you go as low as an eighth of an inch up to 12 inches, right? And you get the eighth measure. So eighth inch, quarter of inch, etc. And then it also has metric. I'm not sure if you can see it from this, but maybe I'll show this version. It has metric at the bottom as well. So you have measurements in inches at the top of the board and then in centimeters here at the bottom. So even if, for example, you're in the UK, you could use this board as well. And if you're following someone, who is in the US and you want to do their craft or DIY, you can have it at the top, which I love. So when I'm using this for example, like DIY projects from someone, who's in the UK, I can, take this board out. And if they give me measurements in centimeters, I can still use the same board as opposed to having two different ones. So I love that. And it also comes with a bone folder as well. So you get the bone folder, you can trim with this, you can cut with this. It folds in half, so it's easy to store. It's kind of a win-win in my book. I mean, there's definitely some that cost significantly less than this, but none that I feel like have all of the features that this has. And quite frankly, I think it's worth the price. And the one that I have now still is working. And I've only had to, I think, change the blades maybe 2 or 3 times in the last 7 years, I would say, which I think is pretty good. So it's not too shabby. Again, it still works. It's just not the prettiest. And sometimes when I'm scoring, because I cut on it, I have to be very careful about making sure I go slowly so that I don't accidentally, go over a ridge or something. But that's kind of the amazing purchase that I bought, even though I own one, kind of to get something new to replace it. And I'll use the other one when I'm going places or traveling so I don't mess up the new one. All right, now let's go through the next set. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you will know that I absolutely adore pops of color. And recently I have completely fallen in love with the Tim Holtz version of that, which are called Stickles. And so I bought some in different colors. My sister gave me some leftover ones that she had, and she was going to throw them away because she didn't think there was anything in them. And I was like, you know what? These are still halfway full. So I've been using the ones that she gave me. But then I bought this, I think this is called the Bronze Set. This was in a bundle. Yeah, I think this is called the Bronze Set, if I remember correctly. But again, as always, I'll link everything that I can possibly link to online on Amazon. This one is the one that she gave me. This one's called 𝐈𝐍𝐶𝐒, and then she also gave me one of these bronzy ones. Let's see, I think this one's called copper, and then gold and silver. But I love this 𝐈𝐍𝐶𝐒, and I've like almost completely used that up. And so I wanted to, replace it. And then I thought, let me get some of the other colors. So even though I have the red, I've been using a lot of the red on my Christmas cards and things like that. So I thought, let me get another one to replace it. So I got, again, the bronze version. And then there's another version, and this is from a different seller, which is why it's packaged like this. This one's called Frozen. I think this is the Frozen bundle, but it's basically blue. And since this one isn't clear, I'll take it out so you can see the different colors. Okay, so this is what the Frozen version looks like. So you have these really beautiful dark teals, blues, sea foam, like aquamarine color. And then, let's see, this one is called Crystal. And then this one is called Twinkle. So different variations of blues and iridescent colors. Again, I just love these. I mean, and they're so versatile. Again, you can use them on cards, you can use them in your planner, you can use them on stickers, in your creative journal. I've used it in all of those ways, and every time I use them, I feel like I find another way to use it. So I just think they're just really beautiful, and it's an easy way to add some dimension and a little sparkle, you know, to your projects. So I just adore these. I think it's an easy way to add some dimension and a little sparkle to your project. So that's why I got both the bronze set and the set was called Frozen, I believe. So again, and maybe I should take these out too. I don't know if you can see these fully and appreciate all of its glory. But again, different colors. This is more of, again, kind of like a paler iridescent. This one, again, is called 𝐈𝐍𝐶𝐒. This one is platinum. Then we have glisten. Rose gold. Copper. And sunset. So this one is a little bit lighter than the red, but again, I tried to get some colors that I didn't have and to replace some of the ones that I did. So I think the one that I used up in this one was the 𝐈𝐍𝐶𝐒. I've used up pretty much all of that, and I love this one. So that's the reason why I got the bronze set, and then also the version of it in what they call, I believe, the seller. I don't know if the seller called it that or if that's what the traditional bundle is, the Frozen set. All right, let's move these to the side. Okay, up next this is called, this is also by Ranger. This is the Tim Holtz, I think this is Tim Holtz, Glossy Accents. And the reason I got this is because sometimes I want something without iridescence to it, but I want it to have dimension. And I like the idea of having clear. And I do actually have the clear version of the Pops of Color, but it only comes in, let me see if I can grab it real quick. All right, so this is the Pops of Color one, and as you can see, she has been well-loved. So well-loved, in fact, that you can't even see the name anymore. I mean, the only thing left on it is the ISBN number and the fact that it just says gloss clear, but the rest of the label has kind of worn off, again, because I've used it so much from, you know, holding it and using it. But it comes in this little size, and I think this is, what size is this? Let me get one that isn't smeared so I can see. Okay, this is 1 ounce. Okay, so this is in white, the Pops of Color in white, so that's what it looks like when it's not all rubbed off. But this is the clear one, and it only comes in a 1 ounce size. Now, they do make some of these, the Pops of Color, they make them in some larger sizes, but it's only in like 3 or 4. Like black, I think like the iridescent glitter snowflake, something like that. For some reason, the clear isn't offered in larger size. And since I use a lot of this, I decided maybe I would try another brand. So I thought I would try this one. This one had a lot of really great reviews, and a lot of people said it functioned quite similar to this one. So this came in a set, and actually it was less expensive for me to buy a bundle of 3 versus 1. Like I paid for 3 what one was costing on the website for the 2, and this is 2 ounces. So this is double the size of this. And I got 3 of them. So, I mean, this was like a no-brainer for me. So I thought, you know what, even if I only like it, it's such a great deal. You know what I mean? It's like, I can make it work. Because I was going through so much of this for like cards and different things I was using it for. I thought, you know what, I need to find a larger size of this. Because on scrapbook.com, I mean, the shipping, if you only buy like a few of these, it can get quite expensive. The last time I placed an order, I think they charged me like $12 in shipping. And I think I bought like 7 or 8 of these. So if you place a big enough order, it can kind of justify it. But for example, when you want to just replace like 1 or 2 colors, it's kind of not worth it. Which is why I decided to go this route. And since I'm an Amazon Prime member, again, I got a really great deal. Free shipping. And then on top of it, I scored huge by getting a bundle of 3 for like the price of 1, which I thought was insane. So that's why I got this. All right, so up next is something a little bit unique. This has literally been in my Amazon cart for like 2 years. And you know when you see something and you're like curious, and you're like, I wonder if that will work, but then I was kind of scared to buy it. This is whiteboard tape, and I initially wanted to buy this because I saw it when I was just doing a random search and this popped up. I was looking for like super skinny washi. Like for example, in my creative journal, if I wanted to fill in like a really small space, but I didn't want the full, like 15 millimeter width of traditional washi. If you just want to, put 1 or 2 lines of this down, because otherwise cutting regular washi can get pretty tedious. I mean, I've done it, but it can be pretty tedious to be able to do it. But I had not seen anyone that used this, and so I was like, I wonder if this would work for that purpose. And then randomly one day I was watching an Amy Plans Things video, and she whipped this out and was like, oh, and I was like, I wonder what that is. And she was like, this is whiteboard tape, and sometimes I use this when I just want a small skinny space to fill. And I was like, oh my God, I have that in my cart, and I've been wondering for the last couple of years if that would work. And when she put it down and it stuck and it stayed just like washi, I was like, bye. So yeah, this has been in my cart for quite some time. And again, I was kind of scared to kind of, purchase because I wasn't sure if it was going to really stick to paper like traditional washi. But when she used it, I was like, yeah, that works exactly the way that I hoped it would. Now, this set I love because unlike the traditional ones that on Amazon, a lot of them you just get like black, or you get like black and white, or like the primary colors, yellow, orange, blue, etc. Well, this one has like pink, and purple, and like a brown color. So it has like all the primary colors plus pink, purple, and this really neutral like brown. So I thought this was probably the most versatile set that I could find. And for the quantity that you get, it's insane. Let's see, how many rolls? This is 30 rolls. So I got 30 rolls. It's 1/8 of an inch wide. So just for reference, this double-sided tape is 1/4 of an inch, okay? These are 1/8 of an inch each. Now, I might go back and maybe try to find one that's like the 1/4 of inch size. I think it would be nice to have both, as opposed to, for example, traditional washi. That's like this. You know what I mean? Like regular, like 15 millimeter size. But sometimes this is just too wide and you don't want something quite that big. So that's one of the reasons why I was kind of trying to figure out a way to be able to find something skinnier. And even though I have it, for example, in this 1/4 inch size, it's hard to find a big set of washi that's just solid in this size. Like you can find it in sets like this Galaxy set that I bought. I got, I think, 2 of these this size, or no, 4. I got 4 in different colors in this size. But again, I want it, like black. I want it, green, blue, things like that. And I searched and searched, and I could not find anything. And my search kind of led me to the whiteboard tape. But again, I didn't buy it because I was like, I've never used whiteboard tape before. And I'm like, I wonder if that would stick like washi. And then when I saw that it would, I said, you know what, I'm going to buy this. So I think I might go back and see if I can find the 1/4 inch size. I bought the super skinny one because that's kind of like the size that I felt like I was needing. But again, I think I might go back and get the 1/4 inch because I feel like both would be very beneficial, especially if I can find it in this color set, because a lot of them just come in black or just white, or again, like I said, like just the primary colors. And I like the fact that this comes in all of that, plus you get the in-between shades like pink and purple and then brown. So you got some neutral tones like black, white, brown, as well as some of the brighter colors and then some of the more feminine hues as well. So I think this is kind of a perfect balance of all the colors, decent color amount at least to be able to use in your planner, creative journal, etc. All right, so let's look at the next set of things that I got. I forgot to show this to you. I just got extra blades for my new what's it called? Scoreboard from We're Memory Keepers. So it comes in, you get 2 blades. And so the new one comes with a blade. And then I thought, you know what, while I'm at it, let me go ahead and buy an extra set of blades. That way I'll already have some on deck. So that's why I got that. Then I also, this is a repurchase. I used this in my creative journal video that I did for my year in review. So if you want to see how I use that, if I can remember, I'll try to remember to link that below. Or you can just look in my creative journal. I think I posted that in my creative journal playlist. If I haven't, I'll try to add it to my playlist. That might make it easier for you to find it. But again, these are Velcro dots, but they're really thin dots, which I love. So it's not like the traditional really large Velcro. And I'll get really close so you can see what I mean. Like, you see how small these are? Like, they're so small, and it makes it perfect. They're 3/8 of an inch or 0.95 centimeters. So just under 1 centimeter and 3/8 of an inch, and you get 56 dots. They're thin, they're clear, again, easy to use. And when you want to do something like make pockets or something that you want to remain closed, but you don't want it to be a visible closure, I think this is a great solution. Or if you want to do things, for example, like make your own advent calendar in your planner, I think this would be a really great solution for that. So I bought another set of these because I've used up maybe like half of the other one, and I already was like, you know what? I can see myself using this more than I am now. And so I was like, let me get another set. And it's affordable. So that's why I got that. Okay, up next, again, replacement item. I've purchased this multiple times over the last 6 or 7 years. This brand and another brand. In fact, I have one on my desk right now. So it's permanent tape runner. And I like it because you get a pack of 4 and you get a lot of length and a lot of bang for your buck in terms of cost. So I love it. I use these so much. I mean, I use this brand and another brand. I can't remember the name of the other brand I use. But whenever this one's sold out, I buy the other brand. I think I have both of them linked actually in the description bar of all of my videos. So you can check that out. Again, and I have the ones I use when this one runs out. But this is my preferred one because, again, I like the length that you get. But it works really well. And so, again, just kind of replacement. Okay, up next, these are fine tip glue pens, and I wanted to try these out because I bought these. Let's see if I can find it. I bought this one from Amazon earlier in the year, and this is a hot stamping pen so that you use it for, like foiling by hand. For example, you could draw a word on a card and then let it sit for a few seconds, put your foiling sheet on top of it, and just rub it with your hand or like a bone folder, and it foils it without having to use a foiling machine. So if you want to do like custom foiling, this makes it easier to do that. And so I thought maybe I would try and see if I could do the same thing with this, because even though these work beautifully, I do feel like the tip of this gets a little messed up after continued use. Like when I was using these to do some decorating for my custom planner that I'm going to do, and I'll show you that in another video. You'll see how I was able to use these, and I'll kind of explain the process to you when I do that video. But I use these to do that. And again, it worked really well, but I noticed the tip, it has like this little bullet tip. And again, it works really well, but I bought 2 of these, and the other one I have the tip of it got damaged after I did maybe I did a lot of sheets, like maybe 11 or 12, I would say, when I was foiling them by hand. And I thought maybe I would try this to see if this would work a little bit better, because it literally is like a pen. It looks like a gel pen. So as you can see, it literally looks like a white gel pen, but this is actually glue. Okay. And that's why I wanted to try these, because as you can see, the tip of these is really fine. And you just use it like a pen, which I thought would be kind of cool. So I felt like I might have a little bit more control with this. Whereas with the other one, I felt like I kind of had to sometimes like hurt my hand in order to get it to work. So I'm hoping that these work a little bit better. But we'll see. But I thought I would try that. Now, the only thing on this entire haul that I got that I probably will return is this, because when I got it, this is a glitter and embossing powder funnel, and as you can see, it's quite small. I thought this was 7 inches, and when I went to look back at the Amazon listing, it said 7 centimeters, and I was like, what? How did I miss that? I don't think that was there. And when I read the comments, other people said the same thing, and I'm pretty sure they added that at the top because of the negative reviews they started to get. So this is tiny, and I just don't think that this is going to serve much of a purpose. I mean, when you're working with, glitter and embossing powders, usually like I'll put down like a paper plate or like a printer sheet, like a 8.5 by 11, something like that, like an A4 sheet. I'll put that down to catch anything, and then I'll use it to kind of scoop it back into the jar. This was supposed to serve that purpose, but I don't know how it can when it's this tiny. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I think I'm going to return this. So far, I think this is the only thing that I saw in my haul that I'm like, I don't know about this, but I think she's going back. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see the purpose of this. I just think it's too small to be actually useful. Okay, so let's go maybe to some of my washies and stickers. Bring those out. And I have a bunch of things stacked on top of each other, so if something gets out of order, I'll try to show you. But let's start with this first. So up first is some washi that I got, and actually I think this is PET tape, because it's clear. It's like different foliage leaves. So I got 2 of this one, and I'll turn it to the side so you can see it. Let's see, there's a bit of a glare. I think I'm gonna open it so you can get a better sense of what it looks like. All right, so now that you can see that a little bit better, and maybe I'll put down a sheet of paper real quick. So you can get a better sense of what it looks like. So it's like different climbing vines, and it has, the different ivy and leaves and things like that. So I got 2 rolls of that one. I thought this would be really great for like filler. And if I'm doing like gardening spreads, that type of thing, I might do it like this so I can lift it more easily. So I got 2 of those. And then for the other one, it's similar, but a little bit different. It's kind of like climbing vines, but they're on a ladder, which is really cute. And so I'll show that to you as well. All right, so this is what this one looks like. And then I'll show you up close. So as you can see, it's like this climbing ladder. And I just love that. So I got 1 of these and 2 of the other ones. Okay, up next is this really cute, it's kind of like a darker palette, and I don't have any washi this color, and I wanted something a little bit darker. The only thing I have in the shade is like my universe washi, like with the galaxy and stars, but I wanted something that was kind of like non-celestial. So that's why I got this one. And I'll take each one out so you can see it. But this one is like this really beautiful, it's kind of like illuminated manuscript. It's like tulips in a vine. I love this. I mean, this kind of has very like medieval romantic vibes, which is why I got it. And again, something that was a little bit darker that could be used for like dark academia spreads, medieval spreads, something with just a darker palette. And I like the fact that you get 2 really wide washies. And this one is really beautiful. It has peacocks on it. It's like gold and gray with a black background. I thought that was just stunning. So these are the 2 really wide ones. You get this kind of like illuminated manuscript with tulips, and this one with the peacock and a crown. And this one is some foliage. If I can find the end. So this again is some foliage with some acorns. All of these have gold foil in them. And I just think they're really stunning. I just think they're so beautiful. So you get 2 wide ones, 2 kind of like medium width. So these 2 with the foliage is kind of like the medium width. This one is a black, and this one is more of a midnight blue. I'm not sure if it's reading that way on camera, but in real life, that's what it looks like. And then the 2 kind of traditional washi sizes. One is a script. So this one is a script. Again, just really beautiful. I just love that. And again, gold foil. And then the last one, which is stunning, is this really beautiful, like burgundy purple. And it's kind of like abstract florals. This one has like abstract florals to it, and I just love the color palette again. The other ones are significantly darker, but it kind of pulls in some of the pinks of this one, but in a kind of a lighter color family. So this one is more feminine, and it has these gorgeous abstract flowers. And I just love this one. I mean, I love all of these, but I think this one might be my favorite. This one and the tulip one. Like these 2. I mean, I love them all. Actually, it's hard to pick, but I think these 2 might be my favorite. Okay, so that's that set. And again, it's kind of like inspired by an illuminated manuscript. I just think that's just, I think it's just so beautiful. I gotta remember how to put these back in here before I store them. There we go. Okay, so that's this set. So this set is one that's a little bit more neutral. And it's script washi, because I love script washi. And I wanted something that will kind of go with a little bit of everything. So these are like tans, taupes, browns, and I'll get really close so you can see it. But you have like these deeper and darker, richer browns, and this kind of taupey color. It looks like paper, like parchment paper. This one is a pale pink. And then again, darker brown and like brown and pink, and then brown again. So again, full set of script washis in different variations of script. Some are just like sentences going across. Some are 2 rows. Like this one is like 4 to 5 rows of text. This one's only 2. So again, kind of variations of different styles of script and different amounts, but in this really beautiful neutral palette, which I like. So I feel like this will be really versatile. Up next are these really gorgeous arch windows with foiling, and I got the one in green, and this one I think is the pink variation. So I'll show those two as well. Maybe I should put them down. So this is the one in pink. I know it's hard to see because of the iridescence and foiling, but that's kind of what it looks like up close. Depending on how you turn it, it kind of changes. Like when you have it flat, it looks like just lots of really beautiful colors. And as you change it, it looks like stained glass. So I thought that was really pretty. So I got one in pink. And again, this one is in green. So I'll show you that one. And with different florals or abstracts, florals or shapes. And you get two of each shape, which I like. So for example, if you want to do, Dutch doors, have this on the Dutch door, this will easily work. Or if you want to do like a cutout and have this underneath and have the shape of this one on top, you could do something like that. Really beautiful. And I thought versatile in terms of things that I could use it for. So again, I got the green version, and then I also got the pink version. And it's kind of like stained glass windows is what it reminds me of. When I saw it, that's kind of what I thought of. Like a cathedral from the Middle Ages. So those are the two versions that I got of this one. Okay, up next is I got some wax seals, but these are stickers. And I got these because there's instances where I want to use a wax seal, for example, on a specific project, but making an actual wax seal would be just too cumbersome or too thick. And so I thought this would be a good alternative to be able to have the same look. But for example, this is flat. And so you get random ones, but you get quite a lot of them. So as you can see, I mean, there's a huge amount. This is random, and I'm not sure if the seller has more of these, but again, I'll try to link to everything I can. I love this one, the tulip, and it looks dimensional even though it's flat. Like, isn't that so cool? I mean, there's so many different colors, like lilac colors, pink. There's so many different variations. Lots of florals. Different shapes. A little starburst. A rose. So this is mainly botanicals, I would say, with a few other shapes thrown in, like this key and this heart. This ribbon. And again, various colors. Oh, look at this cute little rabbit. Oh, he is cute. Love him. Mushrooms. So again, you get just kind of a random assortment, but you get so many of them. So I thought this was going to be brilliant because, again, there's definitely times where I wanted the look of a wax seal, and I have the materials to make wax seals, but it's not always something that is practical. For example, like in my creative journal, it just would create too much bulk unless, for example, it's on the cover. But this will allow me to be able to kind of do the same thing without having to worry about the extra bulk that comes from an actual wax seal. So that's why I got those. And again, different shapes, different colors, different variations of things. And I thought, even though it's random, I feel like it's a good assortment. So I'm really pleased with that. I think that was a really great buy. Okay, up next are these iridescent raindrops, and I got these basically for like cards or even in my creative journal. I thought maybe I might play around with these, and I got the iridescent version. It comes in clear and iridescent, and they're different sizes, so you can see like the really super tiny ones and then medium-sized ones. I think it's 3 different sizes. Like there's some that are really crazy tiny. I'm not sure if I'll fool with those ones, but the medium size and the larger ones I'll definitely be using. And again, for like cards, you can use this to create like little raindrops on cards. But again, I thought maybe I might even try to play with adding some in my creative journal for a little extra dimension. And I'm not sure if it's even picking up on the iridescence, but in person, this is quite gorgeous. And I think the plastic might be throwing it a little bit. Let's see. Again, I'm not sure if it's picking up on the true iridescent nature of this, but in person, it's pretty stunning. Depending on how you turn it, it's pink, green, clear. So it just has this beautiful sparkle to it. And again, kind of a way to add some dimension or make something look like water, etc. Okay, up next is this really adorable patch that I got. And I took it out of the envelope because it had my address on it. But this will make sense when I work on my creative journal, but I got this for my creative journal, and I just think it's the most adorable iron-on patch ever, and I feel like it's going to match it perfectly. So you'll see that in another video, how I use this, but the store is called Cool Patches. Again, I got this on Amazon, and this is a large iron-on patch, so I got that for my creative journal, and I purchased this heat press machine so that I could be able to use it to put this on, so I wouldn't have to worry about dragging my iron into my craft area. I used to have a little mini one several years ago, but it burned up. And so I thought, you know what, it's time for me to get another one. So I thought I would try this little mini heat press. This had good reviews, and hopefully it'll work out perfectly for my purposes. So that's why I got this. Okay, so because of some of my items looking the same, I wrote on this what this was because it was in the package like this, in the Amazon package. So I just took it out of that. And these are double-sided adhesive sheets, and I've bought some of these in the past. This is by a different brand because they didn't have the other brand that I used in stock, but same kind of thing. I think these are A4 size, so slightly different than letter, but pretty close. Again, you can use this in a myriad of different ways, but I love having the large double-sided sheets for example, like cards. If you want to put an adhesive sheet on the entire card front and mat it, it just makes it super easy, especially if you don't have a larger Xyron. This is a way to kind of create the same effect at home for yourself. So I got that. Then I also got some letter size lamination carrier sheets. Since I got the new laminator, a lot of people told me that I wouldn't have as many issues with like the rollers if I bought this. So I thought I would try it and see. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I do use my laminator quite a bit, but now that I have the commercial laminator, I thought, you know what, maybe I'll get the carrier sheets just as a precaution and see if it makes a difference. So I got those. I also got this Teflon paper for use with my patch and my heat press. So that's why I got that, to kind of protect the area that you want it to use for your iron-on transfers, etc., things like that, iron-on patches. So that's why I got that. Okay, you guys, so we're down to the last couple of packages, so let's go ahead and look at that. Yes, there is more. All right, you guys, so we're nearing the end. Almost. Okay, so I also got these dimensional wax seals as well, and these are wax stickers, and it's basically like faux wax, but it looks like real wax, and they're already got the designs on them. So I got 2 of those, and let's see, they're clear in like this pale pink color, and let me get my printer sheet of paper so you can see it. Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. So that's what it looks like, and then up close. And again, I got 2 of those. Then for my birthday, because I've always loved the Care Bears as a kid, and I used to collect teddy bears. I'm going to be doing a special spread for my birthday, so stay tuned for that. I found this adorable Care Bear shirt. And unfortunately, this specific one has sold out. And when I was trying to link to another one that was really close to this one, that sold out. And then I found another link to another one on Amazon, and that sold out. So I'm not sure if I can find a link to anything close to this, but if I can, I will try to. Again, like 3 different variations of this already sold out, so I don't know if a lot of us were just wanting Care Bears or what, but I thought this was so adorable. It's like this oversized sleep shirt, and I thought it would be really cute, and it has like the traditional Care Bears on there. And on the back, it has this adorable tie-dye pattern. So I got that because I thought this would be great for like loungewear or pajamas, whatever. So I thought that was super cute. Again, this specific one sold out and like 3 other ones sold out, but I'll do my best to try to link something for you guys in case you want to get an adorable Care Bear shirt as well. All right, so now we're going to go into my huge planner haul of things that I got that I'm going to use to customize my planner. So stay tuned for a future video to see the setup for my 2026 planner, because I'm going to be using a lot of the stuff probably in that, as well as with perhaps my creative journal setup. All right, so up first are these amazing leather tabs that I got that are for I almost said days of the week, but months. These are monthly tabs, and I know because of the plastic there's a glare, but it has gold foil. And you can see the months, and you get 2 sheets of these, and these are actual leather. And unfortunately, it was only available in pink and black. I wanted this also in white, or like a tan color, but I couldn't find the actual leather tabs in that. And I liked the idea of leather tabs because I wanted something durable, but I just decided to get what I could find. So again, this is in this really beautiful rose pink color. And then I also got it in the black. And again, these are genuine leather. So I love that. And again, it has gold foil for all of the months. And you get 2 sheets of each. Okay. So love these. Got them in the 2 colors it was available in. And I hope they produce more of these in different colors, because I would love all the colors. All right, up next are some pockets, and I bought the Happy Planner ones repeatedly over the years, and they just don't, at least for me, they haven't held up very well. The one that I have in my planner now, it constantly is falling out. It didn't make it past the 6-month marker, and some of the other ones, when I put in a new one, again, kind of same problem. And so I decided, you know what, instead of getting ones that are paper, maybe I should get something that's a little bit thicker. So this is in like a poly, and I'll take them out because this was an amazing deal. Like, I got a crazy Black Friday deal on this. And again, it's like this poly material. So it's thin, but it's kind of hard to describe. It's like, it's not thick, like it's thin enough. It's like a 32-pound paper thickness, maybe a little bit more. But when you feel it, it doesn't feel cheap, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel inexpensive, but it doesn't have bulk. So for example, it's thin enough to put in your planner, and it's just one-sided, so the back is just plain. So this is the front. I did see some like double-sided pockets, but I just wanted to have single-sided pocket because I felt like double-sided pockets would be too heavy in my planner, and I just decided not to go that route. But you certainly could. But this is the first set that I got in these beautiful pastel colors, like this mint green, peach, this kind of like dark lavender color, this rose pink color, and this really beautiful blue color. So that's the first set. The second set is a set of neutrals. Let's see. Same thing, but in different colors. And again, depending on my planner, I thought this would be great for, again, one pocket. The back is just plain, solid, and then you have the pocket in the front. So this tan color, really pretty taupe color, kind of like a darker peach color. And then again, very different variations of the shades. Navy, not navy, gray, like a sage green color, darker green, and then it starts to repeat again. So I got double the amount, I think, for the same price as that one, which was crazy. Again, crazy deals on this one, which is why I got both sets, so that I could have like some like pastel, like feminine colors, and then more like neutral colors in case I didn't want to have anything too bright or vibrant. And then I saw these ones, and I was like, what? Like, I got all the things, you guys. I was actually looking for some black ones, and I could not find them in classic size. But these are clear. And I'm just going to take one out since they're all the same. Again, solid. No, these are the double pocket. So the clear one, I did get the double pocket because I think it was only available in double pocket at the time I purchased. But it comes in single-sided. These ones are double. So this is the only one I got that has a double pocket. So you can see on both sides, it has the pocket. Again, crazy deal. And since I couldn't find black, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll buy clear. That way, for example, if I don't, you know, want a shaded color, even though these are muted, or if I don't want, you know, like the pastel colors of these, I feel, you know, the clear will literally go with anything. So since they didn't have black, I was like, you know what, I'll get clear because that matches anything. And if I don't feel like the other colors match what I want to do, this I know for certain will, right? So these ones are double-sided because I didn't originally want double-sided, but this was the only ones that were in stock at the time. So if I can find the single-sided ones, I'll try to post those as well in case you don't want double-sided. But again, for the crazy price that I got, it could not be beat. All right, so up next are some of the planner covers that I got. And again, I got some crazy deals. So let's see if I can open this. Oh, this is down pretty snug. I think they taped it and then put it in this pouch. I'm gonna try to open up both of these so you can see both of them. Oh, has discs in it. Oh, okay. Didn't realize this came with discs, but these are small, but I probably won't use these, but maybe I can save these in case I want to create like my little mini notebook or something. You never know. So, oh, these feel pretty sturdy. So, yeah, I think I will hold on to these, even though they're kind of small. Let's see. Let me get my planner disc tray. All right, so these are little containers I store my discs in. So, I'm just going to dump these in here. Just so I can kind of keep it all contained and not lose them. And then I'll label it and put it in this bin where I keep all my discs. All right, so let's look at the first set of planner covers. Now I've taken care of all of the discs. So it comes in this really gorgeous croc pattern. So I got it in purple. And then this really beautiful, like, peachy pink. So this was one full set. And let's see what they feel like. Let's see if I can figure out how to open this. Oh, these are, like, stuck. Come on. It's like vacuum sealed. There we go. Ooh. Okay, this is vegan leather. Oh, this feels nice. I mean, it's really soft and buttery. I mean, that feels incredible. Okay, yeah, that was definitely worth it. I was wondering if this would be worth it. This feels great. Like, I love the way that this feels, and it's very well made. It's not hard or heavy. Like, it has lightweight and has flexibility to it. So, you know, you can bend it and move it, but yet it's very thick and sturdy. So, this is nice. So, I got it in this peach color. See if I can put this back. But yeah, that feels even better than I hoped that it would. I mean, it feels incredible. It almost feels like real leather, even though I know that it's not, which is pretty nice. There we go. All right, so I got it this beautiful peach color. This gorgeous purple, like lavender tone. I love this. This really beautiful blue. And this green tone. So these two were a set. These two were a set. Okay, so I got the purple and like this peachy tone, and then the blue and the green. So I got those two sets. And then I got, now this one is real genuine leather. Since my black premium Happy Planner cover is starting to show some wear. I mean, I've had it for quite some time, but it's starting to get more than worn. It's like falling apart. I thought it's probably time for me to buy a new black cover. Well, this comes with discs too. I thought it was time for me to buy a new black cover, so I decided to get a leather cover again. And now this is quite sturdy. Oh, it has these little pockets too, which is nice. So I could take this with me on the go if I wanted to. So you have these pockets here where you can tuck some things in here. If you want it, you know, like some stickers or like your washi tape card or something like that. It has a pin loop on the side here. And it's like straight from the manufacturer, so it's a little hard to see, but there we go. Just do that just so you can see it. So it's got like elastic on one side and then the leather on the other side. So this is the front cover. Really smooth leather, and it feels nice. It feels really nice. And then this inside, that's the left pocket. And again, to the shorter pockets and then one longer pocket here. So for example, you could stick some sticker sheets in there if you wanted to kind of plan on the go. And this is what the back cover looks like on the inside, and then the back. So again, this is real leather, and I got this in the black. And this also comes with some plastic black discs as well. So I'll add that to my collection. And then also by the same brand, I also got a brown cover as well that is also leather. And I just realized that this is vegan leather. I originally was going to get the regular version in leather, but it was sold out. So I just want to make sure I made that correction. So this black one is in vegan leather, like these ones. The only difference is this is like the crocodile pattern, and this is the smooth pattern. All right, so again, I think this one is vegan leather as well. Again, very well packaged. And this one, the black one was marketed as a planner cover. This is the same classic size, but this was marketed as a notebook. So I think this one comes with paper. Yeah. So this one I paid more for because the regular one was sold out when I placed my order. And I wanted to get this brown color. I thought this was a really beautiful color. It's like this saddle brown color. And again, you have the two inside pockets here. So the two medium-sized ones and then the one larger one here. And then again, paper to use as a notebook. Oh my God, this is written in. Like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Well, someone has used my notebook. Okay, well, minus the writing in this on the first page. I think the rest of it is in pristine condition. And I'm not going to be using this as a notebook, so again, I'll probably will take these sheets out and I'll save them since they're already pre-cut in case I want to use this for something else, but I wish these were blank instead of having lines on them. I almost never use paper with lines on it, so I might just use this as scratch paper or something like that. But again, I bought this for the cover, so that's what I'll be using it for, as a planner cover. And I liked the fact that this was in the saddle brown. This is really, I think it's really hard to close, but again, comes with the discs, and same as before, you have the pin loop. Again, vegan leather. This one, again, because it was a notebook, it comes with paper, but usually it's just the cover. And then you have the inside pockets as well. Okay, so last but not least, I bought some larger mats because the creative journal that I'm going to be using this year is not going to be A5. So a little teaser / spoiler alert. And these I think were A4. The ones in inches were sold out, but I went ahead and just got the ones in centimeters. I think this is centimeters. Let me double check. Let's see, looks like it is. Yeah, these are centimeters. So each square on this one is 1 centimeter. So this is 28 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 28 centimeters. So what is that? Let me turn it to the inside. So this is about 8 inches by 11 inches. So, and if you include the entire width of the mat, it's 11 3/4 all the way across. And going this way, including the entire width, is just under 8 3/4. So you could use this again for letter size, like if you're cutting a sheet of letter scrapbook paper or something like that. This is long enough to technically do it. Now I will say it's not as thick as like my Dollar Tree mats, which I'm kind of disappointed at. But it's going to be thin enough to kind of put underneath my pages when I'm cutting them in my creative journal. So in that regard, actually that might be a good thing, because sometimes my Dollar Tree mat is a little bit thick, but... And this is like, this doesn't have the padding of my Dollar Tree mat. This is, I think, just straight up vinyl. So we'll see how well this holds up, because my Dollar Tree mat is still going strong, even though I bought a replacement one. I haven't had to use it yet. So we'll see if this holds up just as well as that one. But I bought 2 of these because, again, I wanted to have one and then another one to kind of have on deck for when this one started to become a little bit worn or too cut in. So we'll see how well this holds up. I'm not sure how well it will hold up, but again, we'll see it. We'll see how well it does. All right, everyone. So that is my huge Amazon pre-Black Friday haul that I wanted to share with all of you. As you can see, I got lots of things for my planner, my creative journal, and just overall just creative tasks that I want to get done. Got some really amazing deals. And as always, I'll have everything that I can find again linked below or to similar items. So let me know which item was your favorite in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay inspired and thank you for watching.